Hello and welcome back to Trillium Tarot. For this video, I am going to go through the Modern Witch deck. It is definitely based on the Rider-Waite, but it has a bit of a twist to it. So I think you'll like this deck. So let's start out with the Major Arcana. We'll start out with the Fool. Let's see if I can get the camera a little bit closer there. There we go. That's better. So she's about to take the jaunt that the Fool takes. Then we look at the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Empress. I see there's some shine on the corner of the card there, and I'm not quite sure how to get rid of that. The Emperor, and then we go to the Hierophant. Here's the Lovers. Doesn't look like this version of the Lovers has the tail, and I think it's interesting that instead of facing the viewer of the card, their backs are to the viewer. Instead, they're looking at the angel. We have the Chariot. Gotta love the motorcycle. It does have the traditional sphinxes, though. And then we look at Strength. I like this card because it's more of a, it looks like the lion is more of a companion rather than something that needs to be controlled or muscled through or dominated, I guess is a better term. Here we have the Hermit. And you know, I just realized why there's that glare on the corner of the card. These cards are plastic coated, so they are very thick and very shiny. So that's why we have the shine on the upper left-hand corner of the card there. So let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. And then Justice. This version of Justice is not blindfolded, but she does have the Sword of Truth and the Scales. Then we go to the Hanged Man. And into the Death card. Temperance. Very traditional, with 1 foot on land, 1 foot on the water or in the water, and the 2 vessels. And here we have the Devil, again, facing away from the viewer of the card. This version of the Devil, the humans, or the humanoids, do not have the tails like are represented in the traditional Rider-Waite. Here we have the Tower. Followed by the Star. And I'm trying to go through these cards as quickly as I can, but my camera is focusing in and out. So I want to make sure that you have a clear image of it as you're viewing it. Here's the Moon. I think it's funny that in this version of the card, well, not funny, but they don't have the mud bug represented in the water. It's definitely a shadow, like the underside or the subconscious side of yourself. The one that sometimes people don't want to acknowledge. That does still come out to play periodically, whether we want it to or not. Here we have the Sun, followed by Judgment. Really good representation of all different body types on this card. I personally appreciate that. And here we have the World card. So that takes us through the Major Arcana. Let's take a look at the Suit of Swords. Get that centered on the camera there. So there's the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, and in this Three of Swords, where the swords are piercing the heart, it's like it's bleeding ink or some kind of dark substance. the Four of Swords. And here we have the Five of Swords. Winning at all costs. The Six of Swords. Again, going from the turbulent water into the smoother water ahead in the future. So showing movement. The Seven of Swords, also known as the Thief card. The Eight of Swords. And here's the Nine of Swords, the stress or anxiety. Now this deck has two versions of the Ten of Swords. This is the traditional, suit appropriate representation. But the author or the artist also included the Everything is Fine card, the version of this Ten of Swords card. When I took a look at the book that accompanies the deck, if I remember correctly, this was the first card, or the first image that she drew when she was conceiving her or coming up with her deck. So this kind of makes me laugh. Everything's fine. Don't worry about me. It seems like everything is coming to an end, but I'll just rub some dirt in it and walk away. Then we look at the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and we wrap up this suit with the King of Swords. We have the butterflies, we have the birds in the air. Definitely an air suit. All right, so we'll move on to the wands. We have the Ace of Wands and then the Two of Wands. Here's the Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. Here we have the Five of Wands. And I don't know, actually, since I got this deck a few months ago, I don't know if the original artwork had masks on it, like what we all had to go through during the COVID pandemic, or if this card was updated to reflect the conflict and the dissension and the whole mask issue. But I find it interesting that there are masks represented on that conflict card. Here we have the Six of Wands, followed by the Seven of Wands. And apparently the Eight of Wands, those wands fly through the air at the speed of a motorcycle. Here's the Nine of Wands. She's done some work. She's got that headband around her head and it looks like she's in running clothes. And here's the Ten of Wands. Come on, focus. There we go. That looks better. All right, we have the Page of Wands. And then the Knight of Wands. The Queen of Wands with their little black cat. Gotta love him. And here's the King of Wands. So let's move on to the cups. Ooh, look at that. I've centered it on the first go. So here we have the Ace of Cups in focus, followed by the Two of Cups. And then we go to the Three of Cups. I don't know where these chicks are hanging out, but it looks like a good time. Here's the Four of Cups. The Five of Cups. And the Six of Cups, remembering the good old days when neighbors were friends and watched out for each other. Those nostalgia days. The Seven of Cups. And here we have the Eight of Cups. Looks like it needs some help to focus again. There we go. 9 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups. Got the rainbow, got the family, got the children playing. We have the Page of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. The Queen. Her dress looks very watery and, shimmery and sheer and just gorgeous. And we wrap up with the King of Cups, who is stubbornly not focusing. So let's hit the button again. There we go. That looks better. All right, and the final suit we will look at is the suit of Pentacles. So we'll give that a second to focus. All right, so we'll start out with the Ace of Pentacles. And then we look at the Two of Pentacles, the Balance card, juggling many things at once. This camera cracks me up. It tries to autofocus. There's the Three of Pentacles, the work of creation. I suppose I should have a disclosure or a disclaimer at the beginning of this deck that if you have issues with the representation of the naked human body, then you probably shouldn't watch this video. And you should probably get some help. Four of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. Being out in the cold. They do look cold too, all bundled up. There we go, focused. Here we have the Six of Pentacles. And the Seven. Come on, catch up to me. There we go. The Eight of Pentacles. Followed by the Nine of Pentacles. She has all the fruits and vegetables that her heart could desire because she did the work. The Ten of Pentacles. Last four cards are the Page of Pentacles. The Knight. Oops, don't slide. These cards are really slippery since they're plastic coated. The Knight of Pentacles. But since they are so slippery, by the way, they shuffle like a dream. They actually kind of get away from you if you aren't careful. You have the Queen of Pentacles with the little bunny rabbit in the foreground. And we wrap up the entire deck with the King of Pentacles. So I hope you enjoyed checking out this deck, and it may or may not help you make a decision about whether to purchase the deck. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I do have quite a few more decks that I'm going to do videos and upload for show and tell. For additional resources and information, please visit my website, trilliumtarot.com. That contains a hyperlink also to my Etsy shop for my quick reference tarot guide. You can download a sample of that guide before you even make the purchase. So feel free to check that out. And definitely feel free to provide feedback in the comments below this video. Thank you. I'll see you next time.